Joined here by Tom Jackson of NFL Countdown fame, Sunday, Monday. TJ, after 20-plus years, does it? You still get excited about this time of year?
The hair stands up on the back of my neck. Every time we get ready to start a new season, I get just as excited as I did when I was a kid and when I played. And I just feel blessed to be able to be a part of it. Every season is different. The last few have been great. And if you think about the Super Bowls, they've been just tremendous. But this one has, I think, more flavor and more storylines coming than we have ever had. And the quality of player, I mean, people can say what they want. You know, when I played, I thought, boy, we played a great brand of football. But the players get better and better every single year. Now,
in the 20-plus years you've done Countdown and the variations, primetime, and all that. What's changed for you in terms of preparing for the telecast, maybe over the years? Obviously, there's a lot more technology involved than there used to be. What's different for you?
Well, I think as the game changes, you have to talk to the coaches. You have to talk to players. And you know, a lot of people will ask me, how have you stayed in this business for 23 years? I listen to those coaches, and I listen to players. The modern day player who will explain to me, and you know, some older guys I think dismiss what younger players say, and they go, well, you know, that guy doesn't know what they're talking about, or they're jealous of the money, or they're jealous of the situation that these kids find themselves in. I really don't feel any of that, and what I do feel is keep your ear open to how they see the game, how the game is played, and then try to translate your own knowledge of it and combine those two things and make it make sense to fans. And I think that, you know, you can say keeping it fresh or whatever it is, that's the thing that I think I've been able to do.
You were asked inside of the media workshop about primetime and whether you'd like to see it come back in the form that you and Chris Berman did. Talk a little bit about that, you know, about how unique it was with you and him to doing that show. And it's a little different now in terms of, you know, you're still with Boomer for the sports centers and stuff. But
Blitz and that kind of thing.
So I mean, how was that experience like? And you mentioned it would be nice to come back.
Well, I'm going to add a little bit. When I first auditioned for this job, I had another job offer, and I was flown into Connecticut, put in a studio, and Chris Berman walked in. And we sat, and I always tell people that something magical happened for me. I met someone who had equal passion, even though he hadn't played the game, for the game that I loved. And somehow, and I know Chris would have a hard time explaining it as well, but there was something that meshed between us. And that has stayed with us for 23 years. Now, primetime was the purest form of that. Translating that to a viewing audience where people could look in and see that feeling between the two of us and how much fun and joy we got out of talking football. I've always said one of the most gratifying things that I've ever experienced is the feedback that we got from that show. Because it wasn't just fans. It was players, it was coaches, it was GMs, it was owners. When we would see them, they would say, boy, we love that show. We never miss it. It is must watch for us. And so, yeah, I hope that one day it can come back in that form, because just the two of us sitting there with the highlight packages is really the purest form of what we can do.
I don't know if you've heard, but they're celebrating like a 30th anniversary here. They're doing a lot of special things, so who knows, right? I mean,
who knows? I can keep my fingers crossed.
Tom, thank you very much.
Thank you.